right, so here it comes. When you're taking notes on what you read, what you watched, what you heard a lecturer say, when you're taking notes, what you are actually doing is you are making a highlight reel. What I mean by that is, if you watch a game, and then the next day you watch the highlights, you remember most of the game. You watch those highlights, and it brings you back emotionally to how you felt during that game. You remember the ups and downs. You remember the change of momentum. Some games have momentum, right? You remember that this guy over here or this gal over here cried like a baby when their leg broke, and that was like, dang, I'd be crying too. You remember those, that would probably make the highlight reel. But not everything makes the highlight reel. Not everything should go in your notes. People that take everything down word for word in their notes. All right. Not everything ends up on the highlight reel. But if it's not one of those really fast, like SportsCenter has, like 60 seconds of highlights where it's like boom, boom. Like, no. Like it's your hometown team and they actually spend a few minutes showing some highlights and talking about the game. That kind of notes, that kind of highlight reel, it will remind you of what you, air quotes, read. Your notes are like the highlight reel, and they remind you of what you read. They can't remind you of what you read. Hello? If you didn't read it. Thank you. That's why if you take notes of random things out of a passage and come to the teacher and say, look, I took notes. Can I take the assessment? No. Am I going to know if you actually read? No. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody about a sports game and they want you to think that they watched the game? And they might have watched the highlights, but in the conversation you quickly realize they didn't watch the game. They watched the highlight reel.
Who said that?
All right, so you guys get the analogy? Is that an analogy or is it a metaphor? I'm not an English teacher. Whatever, I'm comparing what? Yeah. So, I'm the wrong teacher to ask. But notes are like highlight reels.